with Diddy. I got Diddy's number. Just hit him up. Yo, Diddy, what up? Never happened.
He told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what you just said?
This is a tight one. And the winner is Eminem, the Eminem Show.
Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? Yep.
You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. Third, I don't just have evidence, I've got backups. This is an entire minefield that's been buried for 20 years. I uncovered every secret from the last 30 years. With testimonies from the victims, we interviewed over a dozen people he tricked, threatened, or violated. You think that's harsh? No, he destroyed other people's lives for decades. I'm just making sure he spends a few extra years in prison for it. I'm not afraid of his people, not afraid of his threats. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never coming back.
That's why I don't be going to them puppy parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. Fuck you talking about? Look, if you into that, I'm fine with it. To each his own. I'm just saying this ain't my kind of party. I like it. So uncomfortable. I think I belong in the girls' bathroom.
This isn't just another hip-hop story. This is a 20-year war filled with power, secrets, and controversy that refuses to stay hidden. At the center of it, ALL 50 Cent and Diddy. But this time, things feel different, because 50 Cent isn't joking anymore. He's made it clear. He never needed to call Diddy. Never needed favors, never needed anything from him. And according to him, everything happening right now was planned. Not recently. Not suddenly. But years in advance. He claims there were 3 major moves. First, he quietly supported victims behind the scenes, funding legal battles that had been buried for years. Cases that no one was talking about suddenly had backing. Second, he allegedly cut off Diddy's future business opportunities before they even had a chance to grow. Deals, partnerships, all slowly disappearing before anything became public. And third, he says he's sitting on something much bigger than rumors. Evidence, testimonies, stories from people who stayed silent for decades. He called it a minefield of secrets. And if that's true, stepping into it could destroy everything. Then come the parties, the ones everyone talks about, but no one fully explains. Exclusive, private, invite-only. 50 Cent has always said one thing clearly. He never went, not once, because in his words, something about it never felt right. And that raises a bigger question. In an industry full of loud voices and bold personalities, why is everyone so quiet now? Is it fear? Is it loyalty? Or is it because too many people know something they don't want exposed? Even names like Jay-Z have been pulled into conversations, though nothing has been proven. But the silence? That's what people notice the most. To understand this fully, you have to go back. Early 2000 South, 50 Cent was rising fast after surviving being shot 9 times, turning pain into power and becoming one of the most fearless voices in hip-hop. He didn't care who you were. If he had something to say, he said it, and over time, Diddy became one of his main targets. At first, it looked like jokes, then competition, then something deeper. Because behind the humor, there was always tension. Years later, that tension has evolved into something much bigger. Now we're talking about documentaries, global platforms, and stories that could reach millions. 50 Cent is reportedly working on a project focused entirely on exposing what he believes is the hidden side of the industry. And if that lands worldwide, this doesn't stay hip-hop drama anymore. It becomes global conversation. At the same time, real-life legal issues have only added fuel to the fire. Court cases, allegations, conflicting outcomes, enough to make people question everything they thought they knew. For 50 Cent, though, this isn't just entertainment. He frames it as accountability. And then comes the darker angle. Why record private moments? Why keep footage? Some believe it's about control, because if you have someone's secrets, you don't need to threaten them. Silence comes naturally. And maybe that explains why so many people stay quiet, because speaking out in this industry can cost you everything: your career, your connections, your future. But 50 Cent stands in a different position. Over the years, he built an empire beyond music, film, television, business ventures. He doesn't depend on industry approval anymore, which gives him something most people don't have: freedom. Freedom to speak. Freedom to expose. Freedom to not care about consequences the same way others do. And that's what makes this situation so unpredictable. Because he keeps hinting at more. A list of names. More stories. More revelations. Every post he makes. Every interview. Adds pressure. The public watches closely, waiting, trying to figure out what's real, what's exaggerated, and what's still hidden. Meanwhile, inside the industry, the reaction is very different. Silence. Because whether people admit it or not, there's still power involved, connections, influence that runs deep. And going against that is a risk most aren't willing to take. But 50 Cent? He's already made his move. So now the question becomes, is this revenge? Or is it exposure? Because if even a part of these claims turns out to be true, this won't just impact one person. It could shake the entire industry. And the world is watching, waiting for the moment when everything finally comes to light.